So a few months ago, I made a video on this channel called The App Store Started Working Again, and it was literally a video where I showed off the App Store working on this iPhone 5, and it kind of had a lot of functionality, but now if you try to open the App Store, as of when I'm recording this video, it does not load anymore, which is pretty unusual behavior. I think this was not intentional at all. I think Apple just has a lot of things going on behind the scenes that just doesn't interact well with iOS 6 and a lot of older iOS versions as well. And this is not really an issue that has to do with whether the phone is jailbroken or not. Like, this is a server-side issue with Apple, and for some reason it just simply breaks the App Store in 2024. So very unusual behavior for sure. And yeah, that's why I wanted to make this video, just to give you guys an update. I know it's been a while since I last made that video, but as of I guess April 22nd, 2024, the App Store is not working anymore, which is kind of sad to see. But I did want to say there are a lot of features that are still working on iOS 6. Surprise, surprise, Siri is still working, and that one kind of threw me off a little bit because, you know, one would think that if Siri is working, why isn't the App Store working? Like, don't they integrate in the same way? I guess not. Siri probably uses like a different certificate to fetch all the data. And I think it's still really cool to see that Siri still works after all these years on this iPhone 5. This is actually running iOS 6 outside of the box. So this thing was not jailbroken or downgraded. This is the real deal. So very nice phone in my collection. Another thing I also wanted to mention here is that if you were to go into your iTunes and App Store and manually sign into your Apple ID, I'm just going to type in a random email here. This is not a real Apple ID at all, guys. Please do not try to sign into this. But yeah, if you just type in something random here and just type in a random password, it simply will not work. It will always say cannot connect to iTunes Store, which is a sign that this is clearly a server-side issue with Apple. However, if you sign into your Apple ID using iMessage, it actually will work. Of course, I have it blurred out here, but I actually went ahead and just put in my real Apple ID password, and you know how Apple ID has like two-factor authentication. I was able to actually get that code on my main iPhone, and then I pretty much just put in the same password plus that 6-digit code, and I was able to successfully sign in, and iMessage was working right away. So take a look at this. I sent a message to myself. It came through on this phone, and it also came through on my iPhone 14 Pro right there. So very weird behavior for sure, but it kind of does give that nostalgic feeling of this device that, you know, a few features are still working here and there. It's not going to be perfect, but as long as we can get some features to work, it's the most important part. And I just wanted to say, this video that you guys are seeing right now was filmed in August of 2021. This is one of my favorite videos on my YouTube channel because it just encompasses everything that was working on iOS 6 like almost 3 years ago. And it's crazy, you know, we had Instagram, we had like pieces of Netflix working. It was just crazy to kind of film that video, and looking back at it now kind of reminds me of like all the features that were working back in the day, but now they're not. So it's kind of interesting to see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am keeping a list of devices that I've tested this out on. It's in the description box below. If you guys want to test it out as well, I'll try to update that list over time. But hopefully with this, we'll be able to figure out what's working, what isn't, and I'll hopefully make a video called like using the iPhone 5 in 2024 in the next couple months maybe. So hoping to get that video out at some point soon. But until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.